Greetings and biggest history to Major, and we're back with another episode of Major Minor Mobile Edition. Where we last left off, that Maxine knows what she's capable of. She's willing to do whatever to do it. But in her head, it's for the good. Let's see how it goes. When I arrive in the office, they stare at me intently. I quickly apologize for any tardiness I have displayed. I explained that Accra had held me up in order to chat. This seems to be enough to state the curiosity.
No worries. We had no schedule. Besides, Keela kept me company. We've had quite a lot to chat about.
Yeah, Singer's really cool. He's smart and well-spoken. I could learn a lot from him.
You flatter me, Keela. But please, have a seat. There is much to discuss.
I do as instructed and sit beside Keela. I expected the atmosphere in the room to be happy, but for some reason, I feel a sense of dread. Singe also looks like he's at a wit's end. At the press conference, he seemed so calm and carefree, but that must have been an act for the public. I have to wonder, is this how he truly feels?
I wanted to start by thanking you both. Your dedication has been unmatched. The contest was a massive success. To that end, I have a present for you. I wanted to give it to you much earlier. Just give me a moment to get them, alright?
Singe reaches under his desk for a few moments. He opens and closes drawers, looking for something. After a few moments, he smiles and lets out a sigh.
Finally. Keela, Taylor, hold still.
Is that a revolver?
No. It's a candy dispenser. Hold still.
No, hey! No, I know what that is.
No, then why did you ask?
Just to make sure.
Anyway, Keela, as we were saying earlier.
Almost looks like he was afraid to lost them for a moment.
I know you had to give away the cans. The ones that won you your spot, I mean. To be honest, I found that silly. So I decided to have some replicas made. Something you could keep as a souvenir. They are exactly the same as you knew. Yes, I am a man of sentiment. The contest clearly means a lot to you. So I thought this would be a nice gift.
He places 2 cans of Pop Star on his desk. Me and Keela exchange glances with one another. Wow, Singe, that's really awesome. I was sad I had to give mine away, but now everything is okay. Keela happily grabs his can and places it in his pocket. This sure was interesting. I didn't expect it. The can on the desk reminds me of those simpler times. What an exact replica of the one that he got me here. But now it seems a little different, doesn't it? After all that happened, was it really so prestigious? It seems that it won us a lot of pain and suffering. I hope to myself that things will resolve happily. Still, so I don't seem rude, I accept the offering. I rest it on my lap, noticing that it's full. I'm assuming Singe wants it to stay that way. Just open it right in front of him, and just crush the can and throw it away. All his hard work and dedication. And then he takes the revolver out and shoots me.
I had to guard over these cans with my life. I didn't want them to get stolen or leaked. Then there could be more than 2 winners. This is a personal present from myself. Please treat them with love and care.
Glut, glut, glut.
With that said, we have to move on. A lot has happened since we arrived here, and especially since you 2 arrived. I'm sorry that it has come to this, but I no longer feel safe keeping you here. I have arranged for transportation. Tomorrow, you will both be taken home. I'm afraid the contest is cancelled.
But, 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 why? I mean, I get why, but why?
Trust me, it's not what I want here, and I truly wish I had better news. But we have to move on from this. You two are exempt from my previous rule of having to stay inside the building. You're both free, but that's not all. You'll be receiving compensation, of course. We had a lot of money aside for you two. Instead, we'll be giving it to you. You'll get a check before you leave for about $100,000.
$100,000? $100,000. Okay.
I hope these terms are acceptable.
With $100,000, I could find Jade, Max as well, which is a little threatening and scary if you ask me, but Max and the bakery girl, I don't remember, Eclair. I could take Eclair, Jade, and Max and have a really good time. Have the best time of my life, and I always wanna pew, I don't know.
Your flight home will be tomorrow. I hope that we can be mature here. Will you agree to these terms?
I will. I nod in acceptance. I can't exactly say no. You want to bet? What would happen if we say no, huh? What would happen? He just kicks us out and doesn't give us a check? I mean, yeah, actually that could be a thing. Never mind. But I knew I still was needed in Terra, so I'd have to play the rest of this by ear. This money isn't much when worlds are at stake.
With that said, I have one last gift.
Singe reaches into his pocket and pulls out 2 cards. Interesting. They appear to be credit cards. More money? Oh, yes. Yes, Singe. Yes! Jade, Claire, Max. Ooh. 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 Oh, I'm weird.
There's one for each of you. They have a few $1,000s on them. It will help until you cash the check. This is my own personal money too.
Well, I mean, if you're offering, yoink.
Another gift, directly from me. There are lots of amenities on site. I trust you will enjoy your final day. Your flight will leave by noon. Meet me in the lobby at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Keela grabs one of the cards and puts it in his pocket. I follow suit and do the same thing. This is eerie. It's also like this wasn't happening. It was surreal. The end of an era, it feels like. Everything we both wanted. Taken away from us. But I can't give up. There's still lots to solve. Just then, Singe's phone rings. He puts a finger up, ordering us to wait a moment. Or you could just say, "Excuse me, I need to take this. Pardon me. Not be so rude."
Yes, Singe speaking. I see. Are you certain? I understand. Please call for help.
Gets the revolver out.
Goodbye, guys. I'm taking my money back.
Singe hangs up his phone. He slumps down in his chair with a huge sigh.
I'm sorry I have to do this. There's no other option now.
What happened? Who was that?
I'm afraid I have some bad news. A corpse was found on the premises. In the backstage, to be precise.
Oh no. Oh no. Rocker, Are you serious? Sin just places both hands over his face. He continues to speak, but it's muffled. It's unclear what emotion is worn underneath.
It was Rocker, our guitarist.
Damn it, Max. Again, at a much earlier time. Max, Ryo might be messing with your head. You might think all this stuff, but Ryo is a powerful being. I'm pretty sure he's read into your mind already, and he's made some loopholes so that you won't be able to bring these people back. Max, you're a good person at heart. I know this. Why?
So, I guess that's all I need to say. The list, these people, and Taylor. Not to mention the power I've given you. Any questions before I send you back? Remember, this may be your only chance. I don't want to leave you with any regrets.
I'm sorry. HD's preoccupied having his mind blown at the moment. Please come back another millennium. Acheron, too? None. It was all very clear. Sorry, I forgot to read that, but yeah, well, I'm very confused. Acheron is here as well. Ryo, how many people are you fucking with? How many people are you going to let down? How many people are you going to bring down with you?
It might be hard to find a way in. The two already has a guard, you know.
It shouldn't be an issue.
And after that, your opposition, their goal is to kill. Yours is to protect.
Again, it shouldn't be an issue. I've never failed any of my clients. I have no need to treat this differently.
Well, there is some leeway here. You just need to leave one person alive. For your competition, it's all or nothing.
Ryo, when I find you, you're dead. You understand me? You're dead. You're mind fucking Acheron and poor Max. You're dead when I find you.
It will be interesting to see who wins. Life and death fighting each other.
The spot is as good as mine. I have no intention of ruining my record. I never let a client down before.
Very well. I have one final request, however, regarding the one called Taylor.
What is it?
I'll be making up a big story. Something about parallel worlds. They'll think they have a power. If they tell you this, humor them. They mustn't know the truth of things. They are the key to my other venture.
Very well.
With that being said, are you ready for the games to begin? The eternal struggle of life and death. But this time, we'll have a victor.
Yes, I am.
Good. And one final thing. When you meet your opposition, I think you'll come to understand. Now it makes sense why he got pissed off on stage. It just clicked. I'm done. It makes perfect sense now. There's no motivation like sibling rivalry. Sibling. He said sibling. I'm not even going to try to delve deeper into that. I'm going to leave it be. Leave it up to your guys' imagination or any of your interpretations down in the comments, because my brain is just right now. Just I'm sorry. Vasquez kneels at an altar, surrounded by silence. In my time of need, I fear I am alone. But what does a man such as me pray to, when I already bear the burden of the world, and when its fate is now upon us?
He grips the scepter in his hands, trembling softly. A monument to the dead is my only hope. Perhaps that is proof enough of my failure. But I know we can find salvation, for nothing is below such a right, not as long as they have the power, or if they have the strength to use it. The fate of the universe is now a gamble, and here I am, filled with doubt, when once I was so sure. However, now it's too late. They are coming with 1,000 furies, and they will seek only our destruction. Taking a deep breath, he stands. But as they say about desperate times, he aims the sharp side of the scepter towards his body. Is he? Yep, he did. He did. He did. Grabbing on a pew for balance, he watches the floor become stained with his blood. He cries, "For Terra and the immortal king." I mean, you're not really immortal if you just killed yourself. We sit in silence for far too long. Singe rests his face in his hands, in utter defeat. Keela and I exchange glances, unsure of what to do. Was Rocker truly dead? And aligning perfectly with those mysterious texts? Wait. I have to use my brain here. Nope. Nothing. Just pain. Nope. Nope, doesn't work. I tried. I'm sorry. Well, they're dead. They're just gonna stay dead. I tried to use my brain. Just pain. The message said a friend of mine would die today. And I can't say that I'd consider Rocker a friend. We had next to no contact since I arrived. The only people I had real contact with, Keela and Rook. But they're safe and sound. As I make eye contact with Keela, I shrug. Perhaps it would be best for us to leave Singe alone. And perhaps leave this place altogether. We shouldn't have to wait until morning. Not with danger like this lurking about. Especially not since we have those credit cards. Well, if we are gonna leave, shouldn't we see Jade and Eclair one last time? Maybe not Max, and she wants to kill you, Keela. But what about Jade and Eclair? What about them? Can we say our last goodbyes? Maid cafes, come on! Singe? Are you okay?
I am conflicted. Rocker was a prodigy. This loss is profound, not just for me and my endeavors, but for the music industry as a whole.
He takes out his phone and starts texting.
I must confer with Acheron, but I think we all know what this means.
Uh-huh.
The killer is among us.
It's not either of us, I'll tell you that much.
This calls for a change of plans.
A change?
I need to work with Acheron. Together, we can catch this killer. While on the other hand, your flight home has been bumped up.
Yes. Thank you, killer. But then again, no thank you, because you're gonna kill my best friend. He took me to a maid cafe. That has to be friend material.
I'll make sure you're home later tonight. I'm sure you understand. Clace was not an isolated incident. The worst has come to pass. We are under attack, and I cannot risk you two as casualties.
Yeah, I understand. Talk about worst case scenario.
I wonder if this tour will even happen. So much has gone to waste. But for what purpose? Why would someone want to do this?
That's a good question, actually. And I did have a better grasp on things than he did. If someone was misusing their powers from the Ark, why would that man give it to them in the first place? Unless he's lying! I assume that he chose his specimens carefully. Or did he? At least, that's the impression he gave to me. I didn't think he'd choose someone so reckless. Unless he was, I don't know, lying! In fact, I thought I was the only one chosen. And do I really want to leave? I feel like I have a part to play in this mystery. For now, it seems like this ends tonight. And that's all the time I have before I'm sent home. That's a tall order. Catch a murderer and save Tara all in one night? I feel like I bit off more than I can chew. So what do we do in the meantime?
I would suggest sticking together, or at least be around those you trust. Shock and Rocker rarely parted ways. The killer must have been watching. They waited until Rocker was alone. Don't give him that chance. I'm afraid that's all the advice I have.
Wait a minute. You're gonna make us stay here when there's a killer out and about? That's crazy. I thought maybe you'd make us wait at the airport or something, Singe. But keeping us in harm's way?
That's a very pessimistic way of looking at things, Kayla. You should rethink things. This is basically a hostage situation. We might as well have guns to our heads. Like I do, right to your heads. Goodbye, guys. There must be no evidence.
I'm so sorry. This is funny to me.
And what's one thing you must never do when someone has a gun pointed at you?
Make sudden movements.
Exactly. A rash action like that might provoke the assailant into taking rash actions of their own. We must remain here. I think it's best if we let those assume their plan is coming to fruition. Fucking English! That way we can catch them off guard later on. I will discuss the best course of action with Acheron. If I'm not mistaken, this is far from his first brush with a killer. But as it stands, I think the best course of action is not to give off the impression that we fear the killer, that we're running.
I guess that makes sense. I don't know.
Truth be told, I don't know either, but Acheron will. If the plan changes, I'll let you know.
You got Singe's contact information. Alright. Singe leans back in his chair with a sigh.
At first, I thought I was responsible for Clace's death. That maybe allowing him to leave this place put him in danger. But now I know he's been targeted. Honestly, I think that Clace would have been attacked no matter where he was. I don't know if that's scary or if it's reassuring. But now, the burden of responsibility is one easily discarded. I feel as if my mind has become more clear. I will use this newfound resolve to find and restrain the killer. Give them justice, and Acheron and myself will do it swiftly.
Unless Acheron's part of this plan. I don't know, maybe. He slams a fist down on his table.
You are free to go. Please heed the advice I gave earlier, and I will be in contact about your flight.
I can understand where he's coming from. Guilt can be a devastating force. To be free from it is truly liberating, especially if it wasn't your fault. Taylor, you can go. I need to have a few words with Singe. Didn't you just hear him say advice, and then say to follow his advice? I'll run into you later, I'm sure. You're a dead man! Keela reclines in his chair, clearly displaying that he's here to stay.
Very well, Keela. Be safe, Taylor. So, about the chat we had earlier.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. I mean, maid cafes, am I right? No! Keela! You doomed soul. I nod. This was all a lot to process. I guess we were expected to act like rats in a cage, moving as the mastermind expects. Hopefully none of us wants to rattle that cage. And that's where I'm going to end off the episode. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hasta la vista, baby.